The UMass Amherst Financial Aid Office assigns need-based grants, federal work study, and federal student loans, both the subsidized and unsubsidized student loan, based on the information that students report on their free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. The only application that you need to file to be considered for aid from the Financial Aid Office is your FAFSA. Make sure you file your 2021 FAFSA at fafsa.ed.gov. Make sure that you have UMass Amherst school code, which is 002221, listed so that we get your FAFSA once you've applied. We award students with aid using their FAFSA information typically about a week to 10 days after they've been admitted to the university. So if you've been admitted to the university and you have a FAFSA on file, you should already have a financial aid award. We email students to let them know their awards are ready, and students can view their award through their online portal, which is called Spire here at UMass Amherst. You log into Spire, you'll see a link that says View Financial Aid, and that'll take you right to your award. People often ask if there's a way to get additional financial aid, or they'll send us appeal letters or emails or call us and say, what other types of aid can I get? We do have an appeal process for certain situations, but it's important to know that the Financial Aid Office does not keep a pool of discretionary funds that they can assign to students based on, whether they want to recruit them, how strong they are academically, how much we like them, the sort of nature of their situation. Everything we award in the Financial Aid Office is done based on the information that's listed on the FAFSA. So our appeal process is all based around the idea that something has changed since you provided your FAFSA information. Now, your FAFSA lists your 2018 family income or student income, and a lot can happen between 2018 and present day. So our appeals processes, there are a couple. One is for a loss of parent or student income in 2020. So if you project that your 2020 income will be lower than 2018 for any reason, you can do an appeal for that. Another one is significant out-of-pocket medical expenses in 2019. We wouldn't know about that on the FAFSA. The FAFSA doesn't ask about this, but we want to consider that if you had significant medical expenses, your ability to pay for school this year might be negatively impacted. And then the last type of appeal is if something happened where 2018 was a year with particularly high income. So if you had moved money from a retirement plan or had some one-time bonus or significant overtime, something like that in 2018 that won't be repeated in 2020, we can do an appeal for that. There's some other appealable items if there's been a change in parent marital status, if there's been a death in the family, any sort of major circumstance that's impacted your present day ability to pay for school that we can't see through the FAFSA. Get in touch with the Financial Aid Office who can walk you through our appeal process. What we typically ask for in the appeal process, we have an appeal form on our website, which is umass.edu/UMFA for UMass Financial Aid. In the form section, you'll see an appeal called Appeal for Special Circumstance. And that'll give you the instructions on the sort of things that we will consider for an appeal, the information we need to process the appeal, and sort of what you can expect from the process. But typically we ask you to project what 2020's income will look like, or tell us what was unusual about 2018, provide us with documentation telling us sort of how things have changed, or what 2020's income will look like, provide us with a copy of your 2018 taxes. We can use that information to rerun the FAFSA formula using your 2018 information, or we can extract like your medical expenses from 2019 and rerun the FAFSA formula for you that way. So again, no appeals and no discretionary pools for matching or comparing to other schools' offers. We don't do any sort of negotiation or price matching with other schools. But if you've got a situation that impacts your present day ability to pay that we can't see from the FAFSA, and it's a FAFSA-like information, we want to hear about it through our appeals process.